just a quick video to review a little bit. Do not laugh, third grade. I think I hear some of you laughing at my pitiful drawing artwork on the board. Hopefully you can see it okay. But with your science test tomorrow, which is open book, because it's a big chapter, chapter 9. So I didn't want to have that stress of making sure that you had everything and knowing all the body systems, all the parts of the eye and the ear and all of that. So I'm letting it be open book, but still do your best and be studying for it so you'll be ready for it. So here's my attempt at some chart things for you. So since these were rough enough, I wasn't going to do the systems, but make sure you know all the body systems as well. So I had done a video earlier with all of this, but I guess it must have been too long, so it did not even let me send it to you. So we're just going to do it here and review really quickly, so I guess it's not too long. So when you are looking, I don't even know what charts or diagrams they're going to have for you on the test. So just be aware, just in case. These might not be, but they also might be. So I just want you to be aware of that. When you've got the lines, watch carefully as to where the lines are pointing so you'll get the right terms down for those. So this one is going all the way here into the center. And what is that called? That is called your pupil. Very good. Your pupil is the black hole in the center of the eye. And then outside of that, this here is the iris. Excellent. And your iris is what controls the amount of light that gets in the eye. Remember, we did our little experiment, our little fun thing where we turned off all the lights and irises got stretched and pulled open the pupil so it was bigger. And then when we waited for a minute or so, we turned the lights back on. Poof, the pupils got really, really small because they were trying to control the amount of light that gets in the eye. So the iris is the part that has the muscle. It's actually part there. The pupil is just that hole, okay? And then, yes, this is another diagram of the eye. Not a good one, but I tried, okay? So I wanted to show you this one so that you would know from the side diagram. When it's pointing here, it's pointing into that same black hole. So that black hole is still going to be considered your pupil, even if it's off to the side. Recognize that. And then there's two parts that come right here. Those two parts that you see would still be the iris that are around that pupil. And that's, again, the part that has muscles that control the light in and out of the eye. Then you have a little round, well, oval shape behind what would be the iris and the pupil. That little, well, not the pupil, but the iris, that little oval shape there are what? Do you remember? That is the lens. Very good for those of you that remembered. Then we've got this whole area on the back of our eye. That is where the picture is taken. That's the film of our eye. What is that called? That is called the retina. Excellent. So the retina is that along the back edge of the eye, the outside edge, and that is what takes the picture of what we're seeing. And it has that picture upside down, and then when it goes up to through our optic nerve, that's when we know what we are seeing, because our optic nerve will tell us this is a tree. Okay, so remember optic, and when we think of our eyes, whenever we go get our eyes checked, we go to an optometrist or an optician to get our glasses. So an optical illusion is an illusion for your eye. So always think the optic nerve is always dealing with your eye. Optic, okay? Then we have our beautiful model of our ear here. Let me move it over so you can see the whole thing because it's so good. Sorry about that, but you know, hey, it is what it is. But you can still tell that there's three main parts to our ear. What are the three main parts? The outer ear, good. The middle ear, and the inner ear. Excellent. So outer, middle, and inner. And please get them correct. Like I said, I've had people that switch the outer and the inner, but the outer is where, guys? It's out. It's out, not in. So inner is in, outer is out, and middle is in the middle. So our outer ear consists of what? What do we call that? That you can partially see as you look in someone's ear. We call that the auditory canal. Excellent. And remember, we said the word for ear is auditory. So for our eye, it's optic. For our ear, it's auditory. That's why we go to an auditorium to hear, right? When Miss Monroe was younger, we didn't have CD players or Spotify or Pandora. We had audio tapes. And audio tapes were for you to hear with your ear. So anything when we talk about audio or auditory, that is your ear. Well, we have the auditory canal, and then there's a thin sheet of skin that separates the outer ear from the middle ear. What is that thin sheet called? Good, I heard some of you. Eardrum. Excellent. So our eardrum separates the outer ear from the middle ear. And then there are three bones that the middle ear has, right? And we gave that little hint of has, the three bones that it has. What are those three bones? The first is the hammer, good. Not Advil, anvil, good. And stirrup, excellent. Good job. Hammer, anvil, and stirrup are the three bones that the middle ear has. Then we have this coiled up piece that has liquid in it, and it sends very big vibrations because the vibrations get bigger and bigger and bigger as they go through our ear. And that very good is your cochlea. And that cochlea then sends those vibrations through the what? Auditory canal. Excellent. Or not canal, auditory nerve, sorry, the auditory nerve. So we start with our auditory canal, we end with our auditory nerve. So think those through and know all of your systems. The circulatory system, when we see our circulatory system, what is that system talking about? It's talking about blood flowing through our body, right? Circulation. And so that blood flowing through our body, what parts are those? What consists of our circulatory system? Our heart and veins and arteries. Very good, because those are what are circulating blood throughout our body. Then we had our respiratory system. What does our respiratory system help us do? Yes, it helps you to breathe. So what does that consist of? Your lungs and your diaphragm. Those are what help us to breathe. We have our two lungs. Remember, I showed you the balloons in the water bottle, blew into them and they expanded the water bottle. So that's like our lungs. That's why our chest expands when we breathe in. Our diaphragm goes down. When we breathe out, our chest goes back to normal and the diaphragm goes back up into place. So remember that, okay? Then we also had our digestive system that we talked about. And our digestive system obviously breaks down our food and helps our body to be able to use it, okay? And where does the digestive system start? Third grade. Yes, very good, mouth. So know your parts of your teeth too. Don't forget that you've got your crown. That's what you see when you smile. And then you have the root that's holding your tooth in the ground, hopefully not into the ground. In your gums, that's what we saw with Zoe's cool teeth when she brought those in for us. And I was able to show you her roots. So that was really neat. So thank you again, Zoe, for bringing those in for us. Then know the parts inside the tooth, the dentin, the pulp, okay? Make sure you know those parts. know the process of digestion starts in the mouth, and then we brought those little books home that you were supposed to read to your parents, where it goes through your esophagus, and what we kind of condense it, so we're just doing into the stomach, and then from the stomach into the intestines, large and small intestines, and then it's deposited as waste out of our bodies. So know those parts of the digestive system as well. Know where they are. If they had a diagram that they're showing you with the arrows, know where your esophagus is, your stomach, what it looks like, your small intestine, large intestine, all of that. We talked about our skeletal system, which is our bones. It's our framework of our body. And then our muscular system, and our muscles help us to be able to move. So those quizzes, games will be helpful to review some of those things, and hopefully you had a chance to look at those. But go through those systems and learn, and don't forget our blood, the model that we did of our blood, and make sure that you know the parts of our blood, your white blood cells, your red blood cells, your platelets, the plasma, all of that. So really be looking carefully. I know, like I said, it's going to be open book, but that doesn't mean that we're just going to fluff through it and not know the information. I want you to know that information, because why do we learn third grade? For the test? No, we learn for life. Very good. I heard some of you say it because you remember. So keep those in mind as you're studying through. All right. Make me proud. I know you're going to do awesome tomorrow. See you later.